The amber glow of the bar cast long shadows. A man, John, sat alone. His suit, expensive, spoke of success, but his eyes, bloodshot, betrayed a weariness.
Another drink?
A woman approached, young, vibrant, with eyes like emerald fire. He tried to resist, her smile, a dangerous promise. John, lost in thought, swirled the amber liquid in his glass. He saw flashes, his wife's loving eyes, his children's laughter. A pang of guilt struck him. But the woman, she was intoxicating. He felt alive, the weight of his life momentarily forgotten.
Another drink?
Her voice, a silken whisper against the murmur of the bar. John hesitated, the image of his wife's smiling face flickering in his mind. A battle raged within him. Duty versus desire. He looked at the woman. He saw not just beauty, but a chance to escape, to feel something different, something dangerous. John knew he was standing on a precipice, and he was about to jump. They talked. She listened, her eyes reflecting the city lights. He hadn't felt this hurt in years.
He told her things he'd kept buried. His fears, his desires, his regrets.
Each word chipped away at his resolve. Her touch, electric, sent shivers down his spine. A stolen glance, a shared laugh. The line blurred. He knew it was wrong. He knew the cost. But in that moment, it didn't matter. They left the bar, the city lights blurring into a kaleidoscope of neon. He knew he should turn back. His family, his life, it all felt a million miles away. The thrill of the forbidden was too strong. He found himself in a strange apartment, her scent intoxicating. The world outside ceased to exist. He was lost in a haze of desire and regret, the taste of her lipstick, the feel of her skin, a memory seared in his mind. The morning light was harsh, unforgiving. John woke with a start. Disoriented, he looked around. He was alone. The events of the past night hit him like a tidal wave. Panic set in. He reached for his wallet. Gone. His watch, a gift from his wife, missing. He had been played. Used. A wave of nausea washed over him. It wasn't just the theft, it was the betrayal of himself. John left the apartment, his steps heavy with shame. The city, once vibrant and full of life, now felt cold and accusing. He'd crossed a line, and there was no going back. He hailed a cab, his reflection a stranger in the rearview mirror. The guilt gnawed at him. His wife's face, his children's laughter, now laced with a bitter aftertaste. He was drowning in self-loathing. The house stood silent, a monument to his betrayal. He slipped in unnoticed. His wife was asleep. He watched her, his heart aching. The guilt was a physical weight, crushing him.
I thought of confessing, of begging forgiveness, but the words wouldn't come. I was a coward hiding in the shadows of my own making.
Days turned into weeks. The memory of that night, a constant torment. He saw suspicion in his wife's eyes, felt the distance growing between them. His secret, a poison seeping into every aspect of his life.
I tried to recapture the joy, the love I had taken for granted, but it was no use. The guilt was a barrier, separating me from everything I held dear.
He sat at the kitchen table, his wife across from him. He looked at her, truly looked at her. The love in her eyes, now tinged with sadness, was a mirror to his own failings.
I opened my mouth to confess, the words forming on my tongue. My heart pounded in my chest. This was my chance, my opportunity for redemption.
But then he hesitated. The fear, the shame held him captive. Could he bear to hurt her, to shatter their world, the weight of his secret crushing him?
I closed my mouth, the words left unspoken, the decision made. For now, the truth would remain buried. But at what cost? I had traded my peace for a moment of fleeting pleasure, and the price of my temptation was my soul.